The mechanic fixing my car asked me, "Did your dad buy this used from someone local?" "Yeah, from a dealership auction about 4 months ago. My dad loves finding deals on cars that just need a little work." The mechanic nodded slowly while examining something under my dashboard, but his expression made my stomach drop. He wasn't looking at me anymore. "How much do you know about the previous owner?" he asked, voice flat and careful. I shrugged. "Nothing. The auction listing just said estate sale. Why?" He stood up, wiping his hands on a rag. "Because I worked on this exact car 2 years ago. That dent in the back panel, the custom stereo, I did that install myself." He walked to the trunk. "This belonged to Marcus Chen. We went to high school together." The way he said belonged made it clear Marcus wasn't driving it anymore. "What happened to him?" "They said he drove off County Road 47 into the ravine at 2 a.m. Single vehicle accident, no witnesses. Everyone assumed he fell asleep." The mechanic opened the trunk, pointing to the spare tire well. "Except Marcus had narcolepsy since he was 16. He never drove late at night. It was like his one rule." He lifted the carpet lining. There were scratches in the metal underneath, deliberate marks forming letters. SOS, followed by not accident, and the number 217. My hands went cold. Why would he scratch that there? Because he knew something was wrong, and someone was going to make it look like an accident. He pulled out his phone, scrolling through old texts. 3 weeks before he died, Marcus asked me to check his car because the steering felt weird at highway speeds. I was booked solid and told him next month. He swiped to another message. 2 days before the crash. Never mind about the car. Figured out what was wrong. Not mechanical. I asked what he meant. He never responded. Then he was dead. The mechanic slid under my car with a work light. I heard him curse, then metal being tapped. "Come look at this." I crouched down. He was pointing at the steering column where something had been rewired. Badly, like someone tried to hide their work. "This is a remote steering override. See how these wires split to this black box? What does it do? Someone could follow Marcus, wait until he was on that winding cliff road, and take control of his steering. Make the car veer off while he was powerless to stop it." I felt sick. "Did you tell the police?" "I tried, right after the funeral. But Marcus's business partner, the guy who got full ownership of their software company after his death, he had the car cleaned up before authorities could examine it. Said he wanted to sell it for funeral costs. By the time I convinced a detective to look, the car had been picked apart at salvage yards. He pulled himself out from under my car. Except it wasn't salvaged. Someone fixed it up cosmetically and put it back in circulation. Your dad owns a murder weapon. The number 217, I said suddenly. "What's that?" The mechanic went still. 217 Maple Street, Marcus's business partner's address. He showed me a photo on his phone. Him and Marcus at graduation, arms around each other. We'd been best friends since 9th grade. I should have made time to check his car. 20 minutes later, police arrived. The detective who dismissed the mechanic's concerns 2 years ago stood there looking at the remote device with his jaw clenched. "This changes everything." They impounded my car as evidence. The mechanic gave them Marcus's texts, the scratched messages, and photos of the device. By evening, news vans were parked outside 217 Maple Street as investigators executed a search warrant. They found the control key fob in a safe, still paired to Marcus's car. Still functional. Marcus's business partner confessed within 6 hours, crying about how the company was going to be worth millions and he couldn't let Marcus sell his half to that Chinese investor.